Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talking Housewives with D. I'm D, and today we're talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 2, or what I like to call the Stacey Takedown Season, which I gave the first episode a pass because I'm like, are they really going to go for Stacey? I'm thinking, this is just leftover from the reunion, and they're just talking about it. They're not really gonna go in on Stacey. No, this episode made it very apparent that this is going to be a Stacey takedown season. And you guys know I don't like it when they gang up on one person. Luckily, we got the whole Wendy and Kay drama going on in the background, but everyone keeps just going in on Stacey. And I don't like that. That's why I love Salt Lake City, because everyone gets a whack. It's everyone's turn on there. Right now they're going for Lisa, but everyone gets it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, speaking of that, I just got through watching the newest episode, and oh my god, you guys, it was so fucking chaotic. They spent a whole hour arguing back and forth at a dinner table, a wine tasting thing, and I mean, it was incredible. But oh my god, I have my work cut out for me recapping that. So I have to rewatch it for a second time because I just got through watching it a few hours ago. And also this video is late because I went on a little staycation, so I just watched this episode today also. So that's why I'm a little late with the episode. I usually have it out either Sunday night or Monday morning, but now it's Tuesday night. But anyways, also you guys, I know you guys heard it already, but the Wendy and Eddie arrest situation. I did a recap, like a summary video of what happened, and I got some things wrong, you guys. I got my numbers messed up, but the gist of the story is the same. So if you guys are interested, you can watch that. But I mean, honestly, there are other videos that can explain it way better than I did. So you might want to check those out instead of mine. But yeah, just letting you guys know what's out there. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump straight into it, okay? So we have this continuation of Ashley versus Stacey, where Ashley is calling her a liar and all that, and Stacey is calling Ashley the devil, which she kind of is. So Stacey's friend AJ steps in because Stacey and Ashley just keep going at it, and he says, she's back with her ex-husband, so what's the problem? And no one believes Stacey. They're just not buying it, which is crazy because Team Z actually just came out today with proof that Stacey is divorced from her husband. So there's that. So yeah, now we jump over to Wendy and Kay again. Remember, they were going back and forth last episode about how Wendy is not a good friend. She's one way on the phone and a different way off the phone. So now everyone's gathered there, and Angel says, maybe there's some miscommunication. I think it was Angel. It was either Angel or Giselle, but I'm 95% sure it was Angel that said it. Yeah, there's some miscommunication. And then Kay says that she feels gaslighted. She says this out loud. She feels gaslighted. And Wendy is dismissive, which she kind of was being in this. And then we kind of get into that a little later, too. And so Ashley says that... Ashley says that to everyone that Kay said that Stacey puts on a charade. And then Kay tells us that last year when they went to, was it Lake Norman? Well, when Mia had the whole thing. Did they go out the country that season, you guys? I don't think so, because maybe Karen couldn't leave. I know that they just did a trip with Mia. Did they go anywhere else? Oh my god. Did they? I don't even remember. I know the season before that they went. Remember, I always talk about this, but how Robin had them in Texas for 5 weeks. was like, they were in Texas for like 5 episodes, you guys. Yeah, that's when Neko was on. When did they go to Mexico? Remember they went to Mexico or something? And then like Sharissa and Karen got into it. I do not remember where they went last season, you guys. I'm like drawing a real big blank. Anyway, that's besides the point. So what Kay was saying was, she was saying that Stacey, she asked Stacey when they're at Lake Norman, asked Stacey, like, are you ever going to let the girls see the real you? And she said, absolutely not. So that's what she said, that Stacey's putting on a charade. And then Stacey says that Kay comes with her with negativity and aggression, like, all the time. Like, she wants to fight. And then Kay's like, I'm not going to fight. But Stacey's like, I know you can fight. Like, I've seen it. Like, basically saying, what happened with her and Deborah, whatever. And then Stacey says in the confessional that she has no idea why the girls are turning on her. I have a theory, like, I think that they're turning on her because they think that she's obviously lying about some stuff, and because she was a bit of a fan favorite. Like, everyone kind of liked Stacey, so maybe that's why. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that I like Stacey. So then Giselle goes up to Cookie, which is Karen's friend, at this party. And then they talk about Karen, and Cookie says that she's doing good or whatever. And then now we're going back to them sitting on the couch with Wendy and Kay and everybody. And then Tia tells everyone that she's from Nigerian royalty, and then her and Wendy, like, they kiki, like, yeah, we're Nigerian. And then Stacey pops and says, I'm Nigerian too. And she said that she was very excited to learn about her Nigerian heritage. And then Wendy just kind of rolls her eyes. And then now we have this performer like come out of nowhere, because Ashley. Yeah, she could be Ashley. But Ashley says they have a performer, and this woman comes in, a very beautiful woman comes in, and she has like on a corset, and then she starts doing like this dance, and she's basically like stripping. She's taking off her corset, and then she has like nipple pasties on, and she's doing splits. Wendy says she sees a little puss. And she's like really just moving and everything. And all I could think about is, I wonder if there was music playing during this, or was it like, no music. And they're just watching this woman wiggle her body around on the floor. Like, if there was music, I do wonder what song was playing. Because I just can't imagine her doing that with no music, Anyways, I think I would have been entertained. I feel like I would have been very entertained if I saw this woman dancing. I feel like I would have enjoyed the show. I don't know. Anyways, now that this party is finally over, her second bloom, it's over. Now we can get into some real stuff. So, we're at Wendy's house, and Stacey comes over, and she tells Wendy that she's back with her ex-husband, and then Wendy is just like, girl. And then she says, it's a little convenient that she's back with her husband now. Like Wendy's saying that it's not really adding up, like what the TJ thing didn't work out, so now you're pulling that you're about to get back with your husband for a storyline. That's basically what she's saying. So then Stacey finally tells Wendy that yes, she was developing a cannabis line, and she's been doing it since March. And so Wendy's like, okay, so Giselle was telling the truth. And Stacey's like, no, like, because I didn't have a cannabis line at that time. I was in talks, with people about it. And then that's, for like the 10th time in the matter of 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you guys again, I am a Stacey fan, but I'm kind of with Wendy with this one. Like, you were trying to copy Happy Eddie, basically, whatever. Okay, so yeah, so Stacey says it has nothing to do with Happy Eddie. But Wendy says that she heard that Stacey was going around saying that she wants to start a cannabis line, like Happy Eddie. And then there was like a flashback of Giselle talking. I think it was Giselle talking to like the guy who said that he wasn't going to help Stacey out with her cannabis line. This was at Ashley's party. Okay, so that's that. Now we're over to Tia's house, and Tia's talking about her beautiful family. She has 4 kids, a set of twins, and we meet her husband and all that. But what really stood out to me about this whole thing, because she invites Giselle over, I thought Tia and Giselle were friends, but it looks like Giselle has never even met her family, haven't met her kids, her husband, or nothing, because she's acting very like this is her first time even stepping foot in Tia's house, but they're supposed to be friends. She did say they were social friends, but like if you're gonna bring her on the show, shouldn't like if you were gonna say you brought her on the show, like shouldn't you act like maybe you were a little closer than just maybe knowing each other in passing? Because like Kate and Angel, they're friends. We're gonna get into that in a second, but they're friends, but y'all act like strangers. Like I wouldn't known that y'all knew each other. Anyways, yeah, so Tia says that her husband's from Chicago, and then Tia said that she grew up differently. She grew up with chefs and drivers and all that, and so her and Giselle, they're sitting on the couch, they're just talking about, how Tia, we kind of like, we learn about Tia, like she, was raised in London and all that, and she's very wealthy, and then she says that like her husband has like a really good job too, like he's some type of like space thing, like he's a nerd, like he has a really great job, but she says that her husband's like the nanny, like he drives the kids everywhere because she's not a driver, like she doesn't do that, and honestly, it's giving rich, it's giving bougie, and I really like it. I really like Tia. I don't know, guys. I like my housewives to be like that. Just like I love how bougie Heather Dubrow is. Like I love how bougie Tia is. Like that's why I like to watch these shows. So I like Tia. All right. Let's see what happens next. Oh, okay. Ashley. We're on the Ashley scene now. So Ashley's going to the White House correspondent dinner. Yeah. And she is with her sister, who looks like exactly like her and her mom. And Ashley is getting ready to go to this dinner with Josh, aka Jack Harlow. And she kind of explains that her and Josh, I hope his name is Josh. I wrote Josh. I'm pretty sure it is Josh. I hope it's Josh. If it's not Josh, I apologize, you guys. But yeah, she says that her and Josh, they ended things when she went on Love Hotel. Remember, she was out there making out with Ralph, who was like growling and making like these like weird noises. Ugh, it makes my skin crawl. It's not because he's old, because I love an older man, but the way that he was just making those noises, like, and honestly, guys, like, okay, we're just gonna go way off subject here. I kind of had like that situation happen to me. Like, I didn't like the way like the guy's voice. He was also older. Like his voice was like he was trying to like make it like sexy or something like in my ear, and I was just like every time I think about it, like I get shudders. Like like I get chills, not the good chills. They're like ugh. It's just ugh. So like I think I'm like traumatized. Like when I saw Ashley and Ralph doing all that, like it just. And Ralph's like handsome, but after that, like he started to look ugly. Love Hotel was so good, you guys. I can't wait for season 2. They need to do that again. That was really good. Um, Sorry, yeah, I got really off track with that. Anyways, she said that she hit up Josh one day. He hit her back, and yeah, now they're trying to work things out again. And so Josh, he comes to the house, and I don't know what the fuck is going on with his hair. That was a choice. And then Ashley eventually tells him, like, yeah, maybe next time don't wear product in your hair. Yeah, and we leave it at that. So yeah, now we're at dinner with Angel and her husband. They're such a really beautiful couple. They look really great together, you guys. She tells us that they met on Facebook, and she kind of left them on red for some years, I think. Yeah, they met on Facebook, and they're looking for a place in Maryland because right now they're in Colorado. So I think their house right now is probably like a rental. So they want to look for a place, a nice house with lots of land. And their house in Colorado is just beautiful. They won lots of awards because the house just looks amazing. Like they showed pictures, and the house did look pretty fucking incredible. So good for them. And then she's just telling her husband that she's planning an event at the house with the girls, to kind of get to know them better. So now Giselle comes over to Kay's house, and they talk about the event that Kay had that they didn't show. They filmed, but they didn't show it. Also, before we get into that, she says that she's happy with Greg. Yeah. You guys know how I feel about Greg and how I think that Kay can do better. I think we all know that Kay can do better, but whatever, it's her life. I support you, girl. So they had this like thing, like Kay had this event. I think it was called like Botox and Caviar. It was Botox. Was it Tox and Caviar? It was something like that. Was it Caviar, or I'm getting it confused with Meredith because she said she wanted to make a. Meredith from Salt Lake City said she wanted to do a caviar speakeasy lounge in the back of her jewelry store. I think it was Botox and Caviar. Sorry guys, I've consumed a lot of Housewives today, so I'm getting them kind of confused and mixed up. Yeah, so they're at this event that Kay hosted that they filmed but didn't show. And then they're talking. It's Kay, Angel, and Tia. Was there someone else there? Wendy wasn't there. Giselle wasn't there. Was that? Oh, I think Ashley. I think Ashley was there. Okay, yeah, maybe Ashley. And so she says she's telling everyone, what happened with Wendy, and then Angel says, was kind of like, did you ask her about her kids? Because she said that she didn't go to the event because her kids were sick, but she ended up showing up anyway. And then Kay took it as Angel was like defending Wendy. And then Kay's like, whose side are you supposed to be on? Like, you're supposed to be on my side, not Wendy's. And so now we're back with Kay and Giselle, and Kay is saying that she had to chin check Angel because she was defending Wendy. Giselle's like, oh, not chin check, like, that's fighting. But yeah, Kay says she had to chin check her. She didn't, by the way. She didn't. She didn't check her at all, really, because Angel was standing 10 toes down on defending Wendy about that. So, and I like Kay. So, I'm just saying. Anywho, so now we're at Angel's meditation tranquility thing that she's having, and the girls come, so they're all gathered around, and Giselle asks Kay and Wendy if they're good in the hood, and Wendy says, "Yeah, we're good in the hood." And then Kay says, "Yeah, we're good," but in the confessional, she says that Wendy is passive aggressive. And then Wendy in her confessional says that Kay is basically is like one-sided, like she's fighting with herself. Sorry guys, that's my dog. She's waking up. So yeah, if you hear that in the background, that's just my dog. I have a Shih Tzu. She makes little snorty noises and stuff. She's old, you guys. Yep, that's her. Okay. um. So Wendy says, "I'm at peace. She's in pieces. We are not the same." And oh boy, right? Because, ma'am, your life is kind of in pieces right now. See, the tongue is very powerful, you guys. See, we got to be real careful with what we say. Especially, like, Wendy got to be real careful, too, because you were doing the scams, allegedly. You were allegedly doing the frauds. The frauds and the scams. And then she's saying all that. Bless her. All right, so then Giselle asks Kay if her and Angel are fine, and Angel's confused. She's like, yeah, why wouldn't we be fine? Right? And so then, like a couple minutes later, Giselle says Angel got chin checked. And then Kay starts denying it, like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, no, like, no one got chin checked. And then Angel's like, yeah, no one got chin checked. Like, what? And so then Kay and Giselle, like, start talking, and Giselle's like, you did say you chin checked her. And then Kay was like, no, that's, like, if I said that, I don't remember saying that. And so then Giselle calls Angel over and is like, Angel, I just want to let you know that I'm not a liar. Kay did say that she chin checked you. And then Kay said, no, like, I chin checked the situation. And, yeah, Angel's like, yeah, like, like, yeah, because no one's checking me. Like, basically, like, no one's checking me. And so they're good. But I know in Angel's mind, she's like, like, girl. So, yeah. Then, they're still talking about Stacey's breath, you guys, because Stacey comes. And I'm over it, okay? I think this is so ridiculous. I feel like if her breath really does stink, then that's maybe something that you should have pulled her aside and addressed, and get her some help instead of just making this a whole storyline. I think it's just childish, and I don't like it. This isn't even me saying this as a Stacey fan. This is me saying this as a human being. Like, if her breath stinks, guys, just tell her. You don't gotta make it a whole big storyline. That's how you know nothing else is going on if y'all are really doing this to this girl. I don't like it at all. Anyways, they offer her a breath mint, but Stacey takes it like a champ. So, yeah. So now they're outside doing the sound bath with this wonderful lady named Nicole. And then they do this fire circle. And then Stacey wants to do a cleansing breath. And then they're still talking about her breath. Yeah. Okay. So after all that, they go inside and then they sit down and Stacey pulls Ashley aside and then everyone starts to sit around and then Stacey shows proof of her divorce to Ashley on her phone. So they take the phone and look at it and then no one is actually believing her. The proof is like a notification that they got about their divorce, and Giselle says that, she's lying, like, that's not a real thing, whatever. So everyone, they don't believe Stacey at this point. I don't even think they like Stacey, so whatever. Alright, so now our last scene is Giselle, Kay, Ashley, and Cookie meeting up at Karen's spot that she loves to go to. And they start talking about how good Karen is and all that, and she's doing great in prison. And then Cookie gets a text, and it's a text from Chris Samuels, which is Monique's ex-husband. And it actually says that Stacey was trying to get with Chris, and she said that at her party towards the end, her friend said that Stacey asked to hook her up with Chris, and then she was introduced to Chris. and they're basically like, so what is Stacey doing? First it's TJ, now it's the husband, now she's trying to give Chris, like, what is this girl doing? And then Cookie says that Chris can't have that funky odor in his house. And yeah, that wasn't cool. This isn't fun. Yeah, I don't really like the way that this is going. And then we see a preview for the next episode, and they're still piling on Stacey. And I just don't understand why housewives do this. You know, they pick a target and they just pile on. And I always give this example with Sutton on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They are always piling on to that woman every single season. And it's so fucking annoying because it's like, can we pick on someone else? Can we all take turns getting picked on? Like, yeah, well, that was the episode, you guys. What would I give this episode? I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 7. Will I give it a 7? Does this deserve a 7? I think I'll give it a 7, because it doesn't deserve a 6. It was better than a 6. I will say that. It was a 7. Yeah. Like, if I would have gave it a 6, it would have been like, this was shit. But it wasn't a shit episode. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 7. And it's a low 7. It's... because it wasn't a 6. It wasn't, like, bad. But it also wasn't, like, the best coming off of a good season premiere. You know? But, yeah. That's it, you guys. I'll be back tomorrow with a Salt Lake City recap. And, yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for listening to me yap. And, if you really like this video, then you could subscribe to my channel for more stuff. Or like this video, that'd be really great. But other than that, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the love I get. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.